Okay, so now this video really, I felt that I needed to make at least one to touch very quickly, very briefly on forms. But the thing is, here's a form, all right, and you have a button, and here it is in our HTML, okay, a form tag, the end of the form tag. But what is important to understand is you cannot use forms until you use a server-side language to implement them. It could be PHP, it could be Java, it could be Python, it could be Node.js, JavaScript on the server side. But the thing is, we're going to wait in these courses that I'm creating, we're going to wait until we get to PHP before we really start talking about them, because there's no point. You don't have a form really unless you don't have that unless there's you have a server-side language, right? You just don't have that. But let's just take a quick look at it very, very quickly. So you have a form tag that starts and ends. You have an ID, a name. You must have a name. Okay, action. Action just says what script or what code file on the server are we going to use to deal with this data, or which program is going to receive the data. Encoding type, you need to copy this exactly and put it in your web page exactly. You need that. And then forms have these things what are called input tags. So here's input, here's the one for name, okay, and we called it name. And it's what type? It's a text. It is type text. So if it's type text, you can see that you can type some text in there. Now, this one is called a submit. And submit just means that the browser sends it to the distant server. It sends all the data that you include here, or here, or here, or wherever, and it sends that across the wire to the distant server all the way over to the program located in this file. Okay? And then this file will take over from there and perform all its logic and thinking and analysis on that data that you sent it in here. Okay? Again, we're going to go into forms in depth. I mean, we're really going to spend some time on them. I mean, really, there's nothing, almost nothing more. That might be the most important part of your web pages. They end up being the most complex, or certainly the programs right here on your server that deal with them are the most complex. Sometimes the JavaScript inside the web page is also very complex, but whatever. All right, now so here's our input type again, submit. That just means, essentially, that just means submit it. Submit means to give. If your native language is in English, to submit is to hand it off, to give something to somebody else. So submit, what it does is just says, hey, there's our button. A submit is by default, it's a kind of a button. It says, hey, send all this data to the server program. Okay, that's what submit does. And so here I've got a text area, and I've got columns 15 by 17. So you can see it or by 7. So we have 7. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So you can look over here. It's got rows of 7 and columns of 15. So technically you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whoops. So there's 10. And there's 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, okay, it's about somewhere. It's about there. You get the idea. If we put this to say 25, and then we refreshed it, you can see how it got bigger there. Okay. So, whoopsie daisy. And all of these things have to occur within the form tag. All right, so again, like I say, making a form beautiful, using it, implementing Ajax, all that stuff, we're going to do it when we get to the section in PHP. Okay, so we'll just wait till then.